Coming up on Live at 5, Sheriff's deputy shut down a video poker operation. We'll find out where, and we'll talk about what it could all mean.
Plus, the latest on the real reason it's hard to lose weight. We'll tell you more in tonight's Health Watch 13.
We are enjoying sunshine right now out at the Mountain State Arts and Crafts Fair in Ripley. We'll be out here live all night tonight.
And holiday weekend traffic is getting ready to bust out. We are live in Chopper 13.
This is WOWK TV, the home of 13 News. Live, local, late breaking. 13 News Live at 5 begins right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Susan Nicholas. Some breaking news out of America's largest vacation destination.
And I'm Tom McGee. It is a hostage situation at a Walt Disney World Resort hotel. Officers say that a man is holding a 4-year-old child, believed to be his son, and a food service worker at the Boardwalk Inn Hotel. The man claims to be armed, but no details on what weapons he may have. SWAT team negotiators are now talking to the man while Disney Hotel guests have been evacuated. The Orange County Sheriff's Department is trying to confirm whether the suspect is a hotel guest. Family members of the suspect are now on their way to the scene as well. Well, a move that is unprecedented in state history. Sheriff's deputy shut down an illegal video poker operation. Officers raided the Pot of Gold tobacco outlet on Route 60 in Barbersville today. The sheriff says that an undercover officer was paid money in exchange for credits won on the machine. In this case, misdemeanor arrest citations have been issued against the owner for alleged violation of state law. And this raid could have implications statewide and at a store where you might shop. We'll be talking about it more tonight on Live Reports at 5:30 and 6. Well, a dangerous Charleston intersection is the scene of another car accident that happened on the corner of Pennsylvania and Washington today. Witnesses say the driver of a Grand Am, Jennifer Foster, went through the red light and hit a vehicle driven by Regina Backoff. 2 children and 2 adults were rushed to the hospital. Reportedly, their injuries not too serious.
Well, beautiful weather today, and that is where we're going to find our own Spencer Atkins out checking on the weather live in Ripley at the State Art and Craft Fair. So have you found any good deals out there yet, Spence?
Susan, I found some great deals. I wanted to start right at the head of the class, and here we are. This is Dick Schnocky, and he has American Folk Toys right here. I understand this is the 37th year. You've been here all 37 as an exhibitor, is that correct?
That's right. I think it's actually the 38th fair, but it's a 37-year span, right?
Wow. So you've been here through all of them, and this is huge, and we're just going to show a little bit. I like these folk toys. They're all made out of wood. This one in particular, I think, is something unique. What is this?
Well, this is called the Exploding Outhouse.
Uh-oh.
Look out for it, because it's in the shape of an outhouse, but when you put a nickel in the bank.
Okay. I got a nickel right here.
Watch out, because it's going to...
Oh, whoa!
It exploded.
It did explode, but that's not good. You don't want to have an exploding outhouse.
Gas, you got to expect things.
I understand. But you make everything kind of the old-fashioned way here. I find that these are fascinating, and the kids love them, don't they?
They're historic, right, and they've been around a long, long time and passed down from one to another.
I like that. And as far as this fair goes, you've seen it grow immensely, haven't you?
The first fair in 1963 was a centennial of West Virginia event, and it had 45 booths. Now here we have something over 200 booths, so it's grown considerably in that length of time.
Well, that's great. And you were telling me just a little bit earlier you have about 30 folks that you work with, and I can see that. I mean, this is good stuff. So
this is also my book.
Oh, look at that. He has a book too. How about that?
And this is the most profitable thing we have. It's brought me more money than, I guess, all the rest of the toys.
All right, glad to help you in your entrepreneurial endeavor here. Thank you very much. It's great. We appreciate that. The weather is, right now it's beautiful, but at 4 o'clock we had just a little shower. We have had only 1 or 2 little showers passing through the region. We have just a little disturbance rolling through, and then another little disturbance that's going to move through a little bit later. Our first forecast then for tonight calls for just a handful of showers. Otherwise, partly cloudy. What you get out here for tonight. Temperatures will be on the cool side because let's say after midnight things are really going to quiet down. These clouds will be dissipating. It'll be a clear sky. We'll drop all the way down into the mid-50s, and we'll have a light wind tonight. So it's going to be downright pleasant outside. I would say it's extremely pleasant. And Susan, that was kind of a neat look right there. That's just one, again, as he said, of 200 booths. But it was kind of neat that we started right here at the head of the class with a man who's been here every year.
And you know, some of my best memories when I was a little girl there was the food. Have you been able to check out any food yet?
Oh, I think we're going to do that here before the end of the night.
Sounds good, Spencer. We'll check back with you a little bit later on. Well, despite the ongoing battle over a regional airport, Charleston's Yeager Airport continues to expand. Future projects now include a new passenger boarding walkway with a restroom-equipped 150-person waiting area. The expanded walkway project is expected to cost about $250,000. Other projects include new office and baggage handling space, ticket counters, and another loading bridge. The price tag for those improvements is estimated at $1.5 million. Work is expected to start by the fall. Residents plan a rally at 7 o'clock tonight to show their support for the employees at the Mann Hospital, which is scheduled to close its doors Friday. That's the last business day of a court-ordered injunction keeping the financially strapped Mann Appalachian Regional Hospital open. Employees will be paid through July 12th. Now, on Friday, supporters also plan a caravan to the Capitol to call on lawmakers for some help. AT&T says its building in downtown Charleston is safe, but the company still doesn't know why 26 workers became ill earlier this month. AT&T brought in 3 environmental consulting firms to investigate the building, but they didn't find anything that could have made the workers sick. The company evacuated the building for 2 days after workers complained on June 4th of nausea, dizziness, and even headaches.
Kanawha County authorities are cracking down on newspaper thieves. The Charleston Police Department and the Kanawha County Sheriff's Department are now monitoring city newspaper stands to catch those who take more than they pay for. Charleston police have recently cited 11 people who now face fines of up to $100 each.
West Virginia state workers that help laid-off residents may soon lose their own jobs. Today, the Personnel Board approved a proposal to cut the Job Training Program Division's central office and 21 job service offices. In 1998, the federally sponsored program was replaced with the Workforce Investment Act. That act goes into effect on July the 1st. Now, the state says without guaranteed federal money, they can't afford the program. Liza Cordero was at the emergency meeting, and she joins us now live from the state capitol. So, Liza, how many people are in line to lose their jobs?
Well, Susan, we are told that about 86 people could lose their jobs. These are folks that work in some of the job training programs throughout the state. Many of these folks at today's emergency meeting feel as though they are in limbo. Federal money for work assistance programs will still flow into the state. As a result of the Workforce Investment Act, the money will go to 7 regional training programs. If those 7 regions then sign contracts with the state, these workers at the central office and several job service offices could keep their jobs. Many emotional employees want to know why the state waited until now to deal with potential job loss if they knew this money would run out on July 1st. Answers seemed hard to come by during today's meeting. Meanwhile, workers say they feel helpless.
And so this is really destroying people. What all's been going on, it's so unfair. I think God has things happen for a reason, but this is really harming people in a lot of ways because no one's talking to the employees enough and to find out what's happening and all these other things going on that you may not necessarily hear about. And it's crushing my soul.
Cutoff for this federal money once again is on July 1st. We are told that the layoffs have been staggered from that date all the way until December. Susan?
Liza, do these workers already know who they are?
Many of them do know who they are. There's been a list in progress for several months now, so many of them know who they are. But of course, all of these workers want to keep their jobs.
All right, Liza, thanks for the update. Tom?
Secretary of State Ken Heckler is now back at work after undergoing heart bypass surgery. The 85-year-old Heckler underwent 5 bypasses 3 weeks ago at a Huntington hospital. Heckler returned to work, and he is in Baltimore today attending a meeting of the National Association of Secretaries of State. We wish him well. Another successful summer smash wrapped up this afternoon. This annual event teaches kids the dangers of drugs and alcohol. Nearly 70 children took part in today's festivities, which included a cookout, face painting, and a magician. Organizers say kids realize it is up to them to choose a healthy future.
You know, just letting the kids 6 to 16 know that there's things that can make a difference, that do make a difference, but it all starts within, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to be a little bit silly and enjoy life.
This event is sponsored by the Charleston Public Safety Council. Well, coming up, wildfires out west are causing a lot of concern as they burn ever so close to a nuclear power plant. We'll have the latest.
And in health, do you know the difference between a portion and a serving size? The answer could help you lose weight. That's coming up in our Health Watch report.
I'm Mike McDonald. Coming up at 5:30, for the first time in West Virginia, police crack down on illegal gambling machines, and the store's owner is now facing arrest. We have a live report coming up on 13 News at 5:30.
13 News live at 5. Live, local, late breaking with Tom McGee, Susan Nicholas, Storm Tracker 13 weather from Spencer Atkins, and Health Watch. 13 News live at 5 will return in a moment.
A wildfire in the southern part of Washington state is causing a lot of concern as it burns close to a nuclear power plant. The 150,000-acre wildfire has destroyed at least 25 homes and forced 7,000 people to evacuate. Firefighters say that high winds could push the fire closer to that nuclear power plant and an old nuclear bomb processing works that remains highly radioactive. Airplanes and helicopters from the Federal Emergency Management Agency were due to arrive today, along with hundreds of fresh firefighters at that location. Elian Gonzalez has returned to his native Cuba, bringing an end to an international custody battle. Elian and his father stepped off the plane and were immediately embraced by the grandmothers and other relatives on the tarmac yesterday at the small airport in the Cuban capital. About 800 first graders from Elian's school lined up on the airport tarmac to greet the family. Elian Gonzalez returned comes 7 months after he was rescued in the Atlantic Ocean off Florida following an ill-fated boat trip from Cuba that killed his mother and 10 other people. Eating healthy depends on knowing when to win. Susan with Health Watch 13.
Well, do you know the difference between a portion size and a serving size? Most of us don't, and that can be part of the reason why many of us have trouble controlling our weight. If you eat out a lot, you probably feel you're getting a good deal if you're served generous portions, but those heaping helpings are much larger than what the USDA and dietitians recommend. Use your plate as a healthy guideline.
How to fill their plate is to take half the plate automatically vegetables, which is what we pretty much did. Then the other half we take, and about 1/4 of it will define your meat serving, and about 1/4 of it will define your starch serving.
And she goes on to say the meat on your plate should be no bigger than the palm of your hand. If you want more tips about proper nutrition and portion size, you can call the American Dietetic Association at 1-800-366-1655. That number again, 1-800-366-1655. Well, a ray of hope for people with Huntington's disease, a degenerative brain disease that has no treatment and no cure. An antibiotic used to treat teenage acne slows the progression of Huntington's disease, the drug minocycline. Huntington's disease is inherited and usually fatal by the age of 50. Minocycline is the first drug ever to help people with this disease. If the moisture in the air, the dust in your house, and the hair on your pet are causing you to have allergy problems, then stick around for this week's Doctor on Call segment. Dr. Matthew Wilson will be in to answer your questions about summer allergies. That's a Doctor on Call tonight during 13 News at 5:30. And if you're trying to drop a few pounds, go for the licorice. A study from the Endocrine Society looked at people who ate about a half a Twizzle stick with real licorice in it. And within 2 months, the group lost a lot of body fat compared to people who ate a placebo in this study. One big caution, though, more is not necessarily better. Too much real licorice can raise your blood pressure. So, Tom, I guess a little bit of licorice does the body good.
Yeah, so just serving, though, not a portion. Is
right. Watch those portions of your licorice.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Well, coming up, it's a great day to be outside, and Spencer, I think, had the right idea.
He's doing it right. Spence is at the Mountain State Art and Craft Fair. It opened today in Ripley, and we're going to check in with him right after this.
Well, hi everybody. Weather tour number 1 for this half hour live from Ripley. It's the Cedar Lakes Conference Center, and it really is a beautiful setting for this, the 37th annual Mountain State Arts and Crafts Fair. And you have the lake and a little walkway across there, and you have the paddle boats, and you can see all the tents there, just a fraction of the 200 or so tents that are set up around this beautiful for the Arts and Crafts Fair, and the weather has been just fantastic. I'll tell you, we did have a quick little sprinkle at about 4 o'clock, and it looked very threatening, but as you can see, things have greatly improved. The skies are turning blue, and it is very comfortable, which is really a big change from years past. We'll be back here to talk about the fair, the weather, the weekend ahead. All of this comes your way in 2 minutes. Well, hi everybody, Spencer Atkins live at the Mountain State Arts and Crafts Fair in Ripley at the Cedar Lakes Conference Center. It's the 37th annual event like this, just fantastic. We're under one of the big tents again, about 200 exhibitors here. This is just one, a gentleman from Pennsylvania, an artist, Steve Leonardi, and that is just beautiful. And you can tell that this is not just, you know, say arts and crafts that you might just kind of whip together in 10 or 15 minutes and go stick them out on a table. No, this is high-end stuff, a juried exhibit, fantastic quality, and again, one of many, and obviously his focus here is birds and wildlife graphics. So that's kind of neat, and just kind of rolling around here, let's see who's out and about. Hi, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Rob Tallman and April Steiga, Parkersburg.
Okay, did you see anything in here that you like?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're all free. No, I'm kidding. They're having a heart attack over there. Oh, no, don't do that to us. Have you been to this fair before?
No.
Really?
First time.
What's your...
Like it a lot.
And the weather turned out pretty good for it, too. Usually it's about 100 degrees out here, so this is not bad,
I've been here before. It was hot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks a lot for letting us have you on here. We appreciate that. Good to see you. And, boy, people have been streaming in all day. It opened up this morning at about 10 o'clock. It'll go until 8 o'clock tonight, 10 until 8. For the next 2 nights. That takes you up to Saturday, and then 10 until 6 on Sunday. Let's talk about the weather, because, again, we had a brief moment there where it looked like it might be a pretty good downpour, but it turned out just to be a sprinkle. And that really comes from a little disturbance passing through here. We have had some pop-up clouds all across the region, so it's been partly cloudy, we'll say, for the afternoon. A couple of those did break through the old thermal lid and turned into a little shower. And the regional Doppler shows you that there's a secondary line of showers back out to the west from, let's say, Dayton up toward Cleveland. Now that line is also going to pass through, but with the sun going down, the chances for rain will be diminishing. So for tonight, for the chance of a shower, and temperatures will be just fantastic in the mid-50s for the overnight lows, and then after midnight things will continue to clear up, and that means good news for tomorrow, and that means good news for Saturday, and also for Sunday. I can tell you, it's been really hot in years past, almost to the point of being stifling. There's a beautiful breeze. If you've never been, this is perfect. If you have been and you said it's too hot, come on out and enjoy it this year, because it's fantastic. We're just going to kind of keep moseying around, talking to folks, seeing what else is going on. We'll be back here in a few minutes. What about the rest of your weekend? Meteorologist Jody Chevalier joins us now with details.
Thanks, Mitch. You're right. Nice, comfortable temperatures out there, and this is the time-lapse photography taken from earlier this afternoon. Just a few clouds in there. We had a disturbance pass, brought just a couple of showers, and that'll be the case later on tonight also. Okay, here's the situation right now. Just one little trough out here, an upper level disturbance. It'll swing on through in the evening tonight, but after that we're not looking for rain until the beginning of the work week next week, or near the 4th anyway. Clear skies out to the west. We're going to enjoy this weekend. Chance for a shower on the 4th, but we'll talk about that in a second. 78 right now in Charleston. We're looking at a west breeze at 9 miles per hour. 75 in Huntington with a westerly of 5 miles per hour. We'll take a look across the region. 75 in Parkersburg, 74 in Elkins, 72 down in Beckley, and out to the west, 78 in Lexington, 76 over in Cincinnati. Here's the situation with our surface forecast. We'll push the showers down to the southeast. We bring in high pressure, and high pressure will dominate our weather pattern over the next 3 or 4 days, bringing us comfortable, cooler temperatures similar to today for tomorrow. And then when we get on the west side of that high pressure, we'll start to see a warm-up and humidity getting up there. Storm Tracker 13 forecast for tonight, an early shower, very scattered, very isolated, not much to worry about. Then clear conditions, cool temperatures right around the mid-50s, and then for tomorrow, sunny skies, beautiful weather, and comfortable temperatures right around 80 degrees for your high. And we'll take a look at the weekend. Saturday, sunny and 82. Sunday, 86 with a few clouds. And then we'll take a look at the beginning of the week next week. Just a couple of chance for showers on your 4th, but that's 5 days away. Hopefully we'll be able to change that and push the show a little bit. Tom, Susan?
Looks good for anyone heading up to the fair this weekend.
Sure does. It looks like it's going to warm up for cookout day, too.
So.
I'll tell you. Well, we got some of the brightest kids in the country visiting the area.
We'll tell you what brings them together right after this.
And ahead at 5:30, a raid on illegal gambling machines today in Cabell County, and the owner of the store is facing arrest. We have a live report coming up next on 13 News at 5:30.
The The world's brightest young scientists are gathering right here in West Virginia. The state is playing host to the National Youth Science Camp for the 37th year. Today, the capital city welcomed the students at Yeager Airport. They'll visit CAMC, Union Carbide, then they'll travel to Pocahontas County, not only for some research, but for a range of outdoor activities like camping, hiking, and rock climbing.
A lot of these folks are leaders in their schools, great in athletics and sports, and valedictorians, salutatorians, national merit finalists. Some of the cream of the crop from all over the country. So it's going to be exciting to have them here.
The participants are all high school graduates who plan to pursue careers in science. Well, coming up, Cabell County deputies conduct a raid today.
They were shutting down alleged illegal gambling machines. We've got that story right now.
This is WOWK TV, the home of 13 News. Live, local, late breaking. 13 News at 5:30 begins right now.
Deputies move in to shut down an illegal gambling